The number one way to talk a man out of a relationship. That's what we're talking about tonight live. Welcome if you are here live. Say hello in the chat so I know you're here. Hi, good to see you. I have someone on tonight who's going to be talking to us live. If you are a member of the 80/20 Wonder Club, this is a benefit to you. Whether you are a monthly subscriber, you have gotten a 6-month membership, or you've leveled up and committed to a 12-month membership, whereby you also get to talk to me in a one experience coaching intensive. You can be here on the lives talking to me anonymously. Again, I don't like using real names. You do, by virtue of being here, give your permission. Obviously, it's on YouTube. So that's just a factor. But if you know it's anonymous, we are a pretty closed group here in terms of, it's women. And we talk about stuff that's all manner of women's relationships, meaning women who want commitment in a male-female relationship. It takes some intention. Certainly that's our mindfulness pillar that I work under. It takes manifestation. Interesting that it's manifestation. And my third pillar, which is my mechanics of men approach, which encompasses all of the things that we talk about here, what's in my book, etc., which is important for me to tell you who I am. If you don't know, I'm Coach Paula Grooms, a dating and relationship coach for women, licensed social worker, and author of the book, Why Won't He Commit? How a Man Decides to Make You the One. I coach you to find Mr. Right, get an ex back, or grow an existing relationship with a man you truly desire. So you create the relationship of your dreams and therefore level up to the commitment you totally deserve. Tonight's topic, the number one way to talk a man out of a relationship. It's pretty simple and straightforward. So this might be a quickie live because it's really straightforward, but we do have somebody on the line who's going to be talking to us. There really is one way to, and it's a play on words. Those of you who know me, is that talking about a relationship is the number one way to talk your man out of the relationship. There's a number of reasons for this, and I'll go into them quickly before we talk to Emily and I get to your questions. Is the fact that women relate via verbalization. Men relate via action. Talking doesn't come as easily to men. And we all know, it's kind of in our modern lexicon out there, the 4 worst words we can say to men is, we need to talk. Immediately that closes a man off. Why? Well, we could say, well, because he knows maybe that he did something wrong and we're going to call him out on it. He doesn't want to feel pressured, and talking about it feels pressured. He doesn't want to, he doesn't want to. It's much more uncomfortable for a man to be talking about a relationship. But many women have gotten into almost a habit and way of relating that's all they talk about when they're with a guy. And I always say, if you are talking about your relationship more than once every 6 months, you're really in some negative water. Not good. it's super important that we relate via action so we do not have to talk about the relationship. This is something that if you stick with me here and you learn, I have a lot about Sexy Mother, which I know I've got to get to the book, and I'm going to put that audiobook up here on YouTube shortly because it's seriously important. But if you don't relate to him in a way that guides him to what's needed in the relationship, because make no mistake, when you're talking to a man about a relationship, you're usually right about it. In other words, whatever you were saying should happen, you think he should be doing, how it's going, etc., you're usually, I like this. I'm going to put that up there. Thanks, Jamara. You're usually right. Yeah, you are. Doesn't matter. You can be right as rain, but the talking about it lowers his interest. Why? Because one of my other foundational principles, women love through knowing, men love through wondering. They don't want to talk about the relationship. They want to have the relationship. They relate via action. I don't want to talk about playing a game. I want to play the game. I don't want to talk about the sport, even though they will kind of like that's their way of like gossiping, talking about different players and stuff. But generally speaking, they want to be in there doing it. So the number one way we talk a man out of a relationship is by talking him out of the relationship. We talk him right out the door. I have other videos on that. You'll hear me talk about it all the time. Seriously important to lessen the talk, up the action that you take to guide him to treat you in a way that you're going to want to be treated, that makes the relationship run smoothly. And Jamara, thanks for that. Sexy Mother. It's a way of relating. And I know everybody gets on me. I have to do the book. I have to do more on it. I get it. So, but I'm going to get to Emily, and I want to answer anybody's questions here in the chat. But I know that Emily has been waiting, and I want to come on and let's see if we can hear you. Emily, are you there?
I am.
Hi. Can those in the chat say if they can hear Emily? Give a thumbs up or yes, you can hear Emily. Type yes if you can hear Emily.
Hi, this is Emily.
You'll have to speak up too. Oh, good.
Okay.
Yay. Hey. And Opal, if you want to come on, you have a question. I know you know how to come into this. Well, and anybody who has been, again, this week, because I'm rolling this out, I'm opening up to anyone who actually knows how to log on. And TNC says, you need to speak up a little, Emily. And let me make sure I have all the way up. Yeah. So let's make sure you can be heard. Okay, so speak as loud as you can. So Emily, what's your question tonight? And welcome.
Well, thank you, Paula. We spoke earlier today, and it was really good. Every time I speak to you, I get so much out of it, and you just know how to navigate every single man.
Where are they all?
So.
That's great.
What?
I said, where are they all?
Yeah.
Great. That's good. Yeah, because it's as you know, and those here too, it's very important that we have these overall foundational concepts and approaches, But like with your guy, it's still, there's specifics, and he's a little bit of a tough one. We talked today about how he's very male.
Yeah.
Very black and white.
And he's,
Mm-hmm.
Insensitive.
Insensitive, did you say?
Yes.
Yes. I would agree with that, but we want to manifest him being more sensitive, and I think you can do it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I actually wrote out a bunch of, affirmations and notes and stuff. And one of the biggest ones that I got was, when I feel tweaked or criticized,
Mm-hmm.
the best route is to lean into it. So giggle or make it flirty and fun. Because that's the only way I win. If I don't show that I'm insecure in any way and that I laugh about it, it's the only way that I maintain still looking good. If I'm defending myself, it makes me look like there is something wrong with me.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So when you get tweaked and you defend yourself, it then feeds on him doing it more. In other words, I think you diffuse him because one of the things we talked about, correct me if I'm wrong, like you and he have a good like banter, and he likes the teasing. You can tease each other well.
He likes to tease me.
Oh, he likes to tease you. Okay. Do you?
Yeah.
Can you? So it's kind of like a love language. And correct me, because this might not be the case. It's not 100% the case, but like with a love language, the 4 love languages, normally people speak the language they want to receive. So if they're a words of affirmation person, they give it words of affirmation and they want to receive it. They're a gifts person, they give gifts, they like receiving them. So does he also, if you gently tease him, how does he react to it?
He usually takes it badly. He doesn't like it. He's very sensitive. Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
what makes it challenging.
Yeah.
So like, it's like today he said something about if I keep eating bonbons, I'm gonna gain weight, and that's like a real sensitive topic for me because I have been struggling with a little bit of weight gain lately, and I could turn it into a fight or like a conversation about the relationship in a small sense and just bring down the mood. But when I just giggle, it's like, yeah, I don't care if I gain weight or if I don't gain weight. It just passes by. It's like if I show that it's insulting to me, it's like I'm not worthy if I'm not super
right.
thin.
Yes.
I'm not worthy if I'm. So that's what I mean by
I see.
It's just the only way to win is to lean into it.
I see. Okay. So you're learning that about him.
Fight it.
Yeah. Okay, good. Good. But it necessitates then you handling it, going away, and when you're alone, handling it yourself rather than talking to him about it right there.
I feel like
Correct?
It handles it like that encompasses me too, because when I can lean into it and laugh, it's like in my mind, it's like, you know what? I'm just as beautiful, a little bit heavier as I am thin.
Nice.
And the laughing makes it handle it for me too. It's like the only way to win. I feel like.
Good.
When someone criticizes you.
True. Especially him. Because I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, like
the verbalization and talking about my hurt feelings, it always ends bad. Kind of like what you were talking about. Like he's like an extreme case, but it is kind of like, in a way, verbalizing about the relationship, verbalizing about our dynamic, how he's treating me. And it just starts this rabbit hole.
Great.
Oh, you hurt my feelings. Can we talk about this?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I'm thin? Do you like my body? It's like, it doesn't work.
No, good. Yes. So, and it lessens it. I think that, knowing your case a little bit, that he, knowing how there's quite a bit of damage done for him and his programming, that, and think about it, anyone who generally puts someone else down in any way, it's because
they're not feeling great.
Right. Exactly.
And a lot of it.
Yeah, he's worried about, I think he's worried about as much about being abandoned as anything. I think that's his programming.
Yeah. I think that, and then two, he's run down a lot. I mean, he's working really hard, long hours, not sleeping a lot. If you feel like $1 million, you're all lovey-dovey to everyone.
Exactly.
And when you're not.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
That's so important. And that's why it's like, he's saying it because he's not feeling good. And for me to really get into it with him and start debating with him about it, it just brings it down even more. Like, I can help him by, giving us some ease when he's struggling.
That's right.
Instead of worrying about, if I'm thin or not, or some, stupid thing like that. Why should I be hurt by that?
Good. So this is great. It's a challenge that if you take it on, you can really move forward and win with this.
Yeah. It's, we talked about how he is kind of extreme and challenging in terms of his masculinity, but I'm learning so much from it. I mean,
good. Yeah.
I'm only going to learn when I have a challenge.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah. It's the.
And I did. Go ahead.
No, it's the affirmations. What you're telling yourself that you want to believe about yourself. We take from our consciousness, what do I want to believe about myself? I am fit, I am strong, I am healthy.
I just wrote you one of my affirmations. I'll just read you one of my affirmations. I wrote like that.
Oh, okay.
This is one that I wrote, which I could make more concise. But I wrote, I am the queen of leaning in and making it flirty when I am tweaked. I do not defend myself or correct my husband. Therefore, I always create romantic feelings out of these moments, and I'm always in the best light.
Wow. I love it all. You're so on the right track. The only thing I would tweak is we don't want to put any affirmation in the negative. So just change that one thing I don't, right? 2, simply either take it out or add another positive of what you are or who you are, what you do, or something like that, right? Yeah, you just got 2. That's amazing, Emily. Wonderful affirmations, Emily. Nice. Yeah.
And one more little thing that happened, we talked about, my default program is kind of this paranoid thinking. And as he was leading with his partner today, his partner showed up at the door and John kind of rushed out. And in my mind, I was offended. I'm like, this is weird. He doesn't want me to meet his partner. Like, his partner even said something like, well, isn't the dog coming? And he was like, we got to go. And he shut the door. And I was kind of thinking about it all day. But we had just talked. So I was like, calm down, calm down. This is not what you think. Hours later, I'm walking down the street. I went to the mailbox, and they're standing outside of the house on the sidewalk. And I walk up and John goes, oh, there they are. Like as if they were waiting for me. And he was like, this is my partner. And his partner was just lovely. And we had this little banter and I made him giggle. And he was like, he invited us to this celebration he was having. And it was again kind of like what we talked about. My default programming is to be super paranoid and make up,
That was great to see. Right. That was great to see. Great. So you took what we talked about today and you confirmed it in an actual use case, right? And you discovered something major. That's big. That's great.
Yeah. And you're just the best, Paula. I wrote an affirmation about you. I wrote, I am the queen of reaching out to Paula regularly and when I am struggling.
Yay!
Through one-on-ones and live.
All right, great. What a great way to end our conversation. You know what? Kudos to you. You did it. You didn't let the programming take over. That's really all we need to do is catch it when it's happening and just regroup. And typically, as you can see, which I have seen with you, that even if things go awry, and this is, I would say, it's an overall generally, if a man is with you, and I know your man is committed, and I would say one of the best qualities of men that I can say is pretty much overall, but especially if he's committed to you, if he has love for you, if you don't continue it and you thwart it and stop if it's going awry, and do you know what I mean when I say don't continue it? Like, don't go back. You always hear me say, don't go back. You had an argument, don't go back to it. That's huge.
And women are the creators of the relationship, the mechanics. And, that's our job.
Right.
To make it what it is. They follow us.
That's right. Yeah, very, very true. We're the mechanics, right? And so it's kind of like, okay, something got a little tweaked or broken in the moment, but you can't fix it afterwards. Just let it go. You will have a chance to do it better when it comes up again next time, if it does, right? And you just go within, work on it within, give yourself what you need from him. And then, you know what I mean? You give it to yourself. What would I need him to say to me? What do I need to be affirming? What would I have liked to have heard from him? Then give it to yourself. Keep feeding that internally, and then you'll see it play out with him. So that's great. So yay to you. Good work today. I'm so happy to hear it. That's great.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you for coming on.
You.
Yay. Yay. Wonderful. All right. Bye. Bye.
Sorry. Bye.
So that, you can see, I just need to, we're doing very high tech here. I'm on my cell phone. But it works. So that's what we're doing. So I'm going to go to the chat now, but I hope you see, oops, I lost my chat. Oh no. There we go. Let's see. There we go. All right. So that was really helpful, I hope, because you can see that the thwarting the continuation of something, even when you're tweaked, I mean, it's seemingly so small, but actually it's huge. So, so somebody said in the very beginning, I don't know if you're still here, Jay, why are looks so important? You'll have to expound on that because I don't know what you mean by that. It could be like the looks you're giving him, your looks, his looks. I don't know exactly what you mean. Let me go to, so tell me in the chat and I'll get to it. Then, if a woman has talked so much for years and now out of the relationship, can she recover and reset with actions after the damage has been done? So, are you talking about your situation with I know who, that one? That's Jamera's question. Because I'll have specific stuff for you, or do you just mean generally speaking? I'll answer it generally, and then we'll get to yours if it was something specific. If a woman's talked a lot for years, I'm going to say if she's talked a lot for years, and if he's been committed and he's stayed, the talking can lower his interest for sure, but you can get it raised again. You see, this is the beauty I was talking about with men. If we interact with them the way they interact with each other, not so much talking, just action and letting things go, even in spite of how you feel. In other words, men go away and they try to work things out for themselves. I'm not saying, don't get me wrong, that they are 100% right in this approach. No. However, it is something that we can look at as women and take a page out of that playbook, and it can be very helpful. I hope that makes some sense. Oh, that very nice. Opal said, Emily, that was very uplifting and inspiring. So that's great. Thank you, Opal. And Jamera, you said yes and generally. So I answered it generally. Now that's if he's in the committed. You're asking, you want to know because you talked to him so much and now he's an ex, if you can reset it with actions after the damage has been done. Specifically, in your case, I will continue to harp on this for you. The only chance you have, because I know your case very, very well, is for you to absolutely and utterly go no contact. And you do it until, and women say, well, what does that mean until? Because you have had this amorphous, undefined, in some ways, lacking in boundary, in many ways, lacking in boundaries breakup. And that is a recipe for ruining the chances of being back together, unfortunately. And in his case, he is not ready. I think you know that. He has shown you that. But here's what's happening, I believe, for you so strongly, that because of your programming, you intuit, and ergo your question, that it's what you did in the relationship that caused this to go awry. And if you had only been different, better, not done a number of things, some of which I know, and I know you know what I mean when I say that, not done a number of things, and now you're saying not talk to him about it so much, etc., you would have it, and he would be there and give you the relationship you want. It's not true. I have to tell you, with every fiber of my being, I do not believe in any way for you and him that is true. He is king of turning it around so that because he knows you and he knows he can make you believe it, that it's your fault, that if you were different, that if you didn't do XYZ, you would have it. It's his back-assward way of trying to control you and keep you on the hook. Men get off on women being on the hook for them in a way that women don't. Certainly if we don't want the man, we don't care in any way, shape, or form whether he's interested in us or not. If we don't want him, we don't want him. But if we do want him, yeah, we can feel that, but we don't get off on him wanting us generally or for a continued amount of time, if that makes sense. Jamera, I fully understand that now. Yay. Good. Because that means then because like I had said to you always, just start it. You don't have to tell him. You don't have to say it. Again, relate via action, less talking. It's been said so many times in so many different ways with you, to him, and via your action that your romantic relationship is over. Now you must show that all of the relationship is over, and when he feels like coming around and interacting with you whenever, that you are not in any way in touch. That's going to be incredibly hard for you. But if you start to do it and you let those texts go by, now, for him, I know, and because of your journey and all the times behind you, it's going to take a lot of time for this to sink in. In other words, you might get a text this month and it'll be, I don't know, weeks from now, a month from now, months from now. Here's what I can tell you. You have tried every other way through years. If you set your mind to this and do it, and you come to terms with, and for you, because your programming is so profound that this was something you did that caused your love interest not to be there, like when you were that baby and daddy was taken away. You intuited, as all young children under a certain age do, I was the reason. Even when a parent, and this is what's so sad, prior to the age of 7, if a parent dies, the child intuits that it's their fault. That's it. You cannot rationalize them out of that. The programming is there that I was abandoned because I'm not lovable, not worthy. Love interests left me because I'm not enough. I was a bad girl or boy. I wasn't good enough. I'm not lovable enough. That's what it is. So you are recreating that now in this relationship that only if you had been different, he would have been there, come around, etc. I have to tell you, with everything I know about it and all of my knowledge, if you trust it at all, I'm telling you, if you had been picture perfect in every way, looks, behavior, deed, word, whatever, it would not have changed a thing because he is not ready, definitely not willing, absolutely not able. You can't change that. The only thing you can do is extricate yourself from the situation, because that, by missing you, is the way the man starts to feel again. It's a combination of making him wonder, right, and long, and that he's missing out and will not have access to you, and that you are making the decision and not him. Most men don't want to put up with that. No, no, no. You don't make the decision. I'm going to push you off the stance of your decision. And that's why they'll keep coming back, harder, harder, harder. And actually, through that action is when they start to feel more for you and get the feelings back. So I hope that helps. You did nothing to create this. At the time, you did everything you had to do to keep yourself at an equilibrium, knowing what you knew. That was the choice. It's fine. It would not have changed anything. But it's a very convenient thing for him to make you feel that it would have, because then you're on the hook. Women don't, we don't have this in us. I mean, some women do who, but it's usually to use a man for something else besides his interest. In other words, if a woman is keeping a man on the hook whom she doesn't want a relationship with, and doing what he's doing with you, breadcrumbing, it's that she typically wants something else from him, maybe financial favors or something, or to make another man jealous, or something we just never want to do. Okay, so I hope that I totally trust you, Paul. I am working hard to trust and believe in myself that I can follow through and do the hard work. Yay. Yay, you can, and you're so deserving. So deserving. And you have to put in your mind, 2025 is my year to thrive. 2025 is my year to thrive. Then put all the I am after that. Don't leave your subconscious alone. There are, think about, what do we have, 8-point-something billion people in the world. So half of them are men. Let's take out for children and people over a certain age. And you got a lot of men out there. So, Opal, you're so supportive. That's wonderful. I love that. Thank you. So I'm going to get to Jay first and then Opal. Jay, looks as in how a woman looks on a daily basis, our hair, weight, hairstyles, makeup, and things like that. Actually, that's initially, there's a part of it that's attractive to men, but we are attracted to our equal but opposite programming. And I put a post on Instagram recently that was interesting to get people's, there was quite a few comments on it. A man who's really interested in a relationship, a man who is really interested in a relationship will take a solid, sane, and stable 6 over a tense, uptight, or making him toe the line 10. Something like that. Does that make sense? And you're saying looks isn't how a woman looks. Actually, it's my puppy principle. It's how you make the man feel. So in other words, we generally speaking, because we love all puppies, it's the feeling we get around certain ones. Yes, we love the looks, but that I recently had this experience. I generally love a certain look in a doggy. I have a little Jack Russell mix. So I like generally sleek snout, short hair, ears that I like hers that go down. But I like that certain kind of sweet face and snout and sleek. So I like it in most, because I love doggies, a lot of different breeds. But there's ones that, I'm just not that drawn to, like a boxer or a bulldog, or a pug. But recently I came across this pug. I mean, the sweetness of this little thing was, and the way it looked, it wasn't mine, its owner. Oh my God, I wanted that little thing, and it's not my type. It's kind of like that. The feeling I got around this little thing, and it's so just not generally my thing, you see? So we think that looks are the thing. It's how the man feels around us. And I say it's how you're carrying yourself from within that is most attractive to him. So, but if you think your looks matter, then they will. I'm wondering, Jay, if there's something going on with a particular man. But if you know my book and the puppy principle, it's all women are desirable, wonderful in one way, shape, or form to a man within a range. So say he has a certain age. So, but generally it's any woman 18 to 50 and above or whatever. And if he's older, it can be older. There's something cute and wonderful and alluring, and he wants to pet. That's it. One woman, it's her hair. Another woman, it's her the way she wiggles her butt. Another woman, it's her boobs. Another woman, it's what all shapes, sizes, colors, everything. Because we're all pretty puppies to men. It's not like that for us. They're not puppies to us. But generally, men are women lovers. Just like if we're a puppy lover, we love them all. If you're a cat lover, you love all the different breeds of cat. It's the one special one that you're going to adopt that foots the bill. And for men, it's how he's going to feel when with you, if that makes sense. I see. No, alone right now. Okay. So if you have to exude that you're a pretty puppy. Mm-hmm. Yes. So let me go to Opal's question here. Let me find it. I have not heard from the other guy. I think I know who you mean, the other guy. What would you suggest? Is that Ike or the other guy? What would you suggest to do if I run? Oh, okay. If I run into him in the neighborhood. Yeah, there's something. He really likes you. He's really on the fence and not ready. I don't think it has anything to do with you. We don't know what it is with him. I would be absolutely just like, hey, because you owe him nothing, he owes you nothing, and you really didn't get something going. So I don't think there needs to be any. Let's see if you said anything else. I don't think there needs to be anything other than talking to him. He may ask to see you, and you say, "Oh, that might be nice. Shoot me a text," and leave. You leave first. Few little niceties, and you flit off. If that makes sense. Yeah. How do women who give a lot of attention to a man early on still get the guy? I thought we have to be more coy. I have a friend who was talking to her current boyfriend for hours a day. It can happen. In other words, I work with the best probability, and he's the best friend to her. He cooks for her, wants to listen to her. I'm immediately thinking, I'd like to hear about this months from now. There's some other part of the story. If it sounds too good to be true, it typically is. Immediately, and this is the skeptic and cynic in me, but is he gay? Now, that's just me being like totally upfront, honest, like that immediately went off in my head. Because it's not typical. It's not normal. And I certainly know of cases that this has happened and the man is not gay. But when it starts like that, I think of a very good male friend that's like a brother to me. And he finds a woman he likes and he globs on right away and he spends inordinate amounts of time with her. He's so good to her. He just wants to spend all his time, and she's the one of the moment. And they do everything together, and like that, they're cooking and talking and being together. And as quickly as that started up and happened, he's on to the next one. So it's not that it's impossible. It can happen. And maybe she's one of the very rare and few lucky ones. But generally, it doesn't inspire a man for long-term success. And also, we take in it's funny because I think of my best friend over, oh my gosh, the years we have been friends since I was in my early 20s. She's been through me, with me through thick and thin and everything, and me with her and blah, blah, blah. And we're best friends, and people used to think because we looked alike, same build, and our hair was very similar and all of it. They thought we were sisters. And we were very, very close. And it's so interesting because we couldn't be more different in our essence. Who would ever go for me would never go for her, and vice versa. So try not to take one situation, go more toward the macro, and I think it will generally help you more if that's at all helpful. Can you suggest things to remind ourselves when we are feeling a bit low about what? About ourselves, the snail pace of the process. Ah, things like it's not happening to me, it's happening for me. Thank you, universe, for making this slow so that I know. Use the affirmation that I use for before my coaching calls. I always start them by saying, there is no urgency, worry, lack, limitation, or need. I stay divinely present in my manifestation or in my knowing, allowing it to make its most expedient way to me. So it's what you're telling yourself about it. So what that tells me is that you're waiting. And when we feel like we're waiting, we manifest more waiting. It's a really tricky one. If you listen to any manifesting people talk about this, we manifest kind of what we believe and who we are and what we feel. So if you're feeling in the state of lack, limitation, worry, need, that's what you'll manifest. If you're in the period of waiting, you manifest more waiting. So, yeah, it's just a reminder. It's simply whatever guru said that. We don't need more information or education. We need more reminding. You know it. And that's why I love never before in the world have we had access to so much to keep our minds in a place of going towards what we want. In other words, you could be listening to a different video, podcast, whatever, a different one for every hour of your life for your entire life, and you would never run out. Isn't that incredible? Never before. I mean, think of it. 100 years ago, it would take you forever to get a book. You certainly didn't have anything maybe to listen to. In 1924, I guess they had radio, but you weren't getting anything on there that wasn't just news, music, or what did they call those, those shows where they were like acting out dramatic things on the radio. I mean, think of how far, oh my gosh, and what we have at our disposal now that you can keep your mind on what it is you want and in the positive. I'm not saying it's always easy, no, but it's easier than ever before, and use what we have. Yes, abundance abounds. Excellent reminding. Yeah, yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it. And then you start to live it out. Because you see, I believe that there is some more divine something. And with relationships and men, what's interesting is that we're only looking for one. Once we find that one, we feel satisfied, satiated, happy, whatever. So it's, I am finding my one. My one is on his way to me. My one is out there looking for me. My one is coming to me. You see, with that, you are more knowing it and creating it. Because you see, for you, Opal, I think, these two men are in your life now, but the divine universe and what's really there for your life, it may be neither of them. It's just right now they're in your awareness. So let's expand your awareness too. He's there. He's making his way to me. I'm making my way to him. Yeah. Yeah, we just don't know. They're just the guys in your awareness right now. And it is fighting the programming of, am I enough? If I were enough, I'd have this. They'd want me, blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't mean for either of those men, in your case, I believe there is part of each of them that do want you, part for, I don't know about the man in the neighborhood, but I do know about the other one, that he's not in a place where he feels ready. There's a bit of willingness in him, but because he's not ready, it impacts his being able, if that makes sense. And guy in the neighborhood, don't know what's going on in him. He may have, my sense is that he felt friendly and warm, but not excited enough and inspired. So that's the thing for you, because Opal, you are so lovely, so warm, so feminine and giving. That's where you have to pull back. It's that thing of, I always say we lose good men by those 4 little words. We are too nice. So you just want to rein in on that. It's that finding that balance of, sassy, flirty, fun, challenging, etc. with, as long as you show I'm in the right category, you're fine. You're fine. You know what I mean? Freud's Madonna whore dichotomy. As long as you show you're in relationship material, which you have with both, you're fine. So I hope that helps. Great. So I'm glad all of you are here tonight, and just want to make sure I see all of your comments. If you are interested in ever talking to me like Emily did, just join the 80/20 Wonder Club. I'll put the link below so you know how to get in there, join monthly, 6-month, 12-month, whatever. A lot of different things come with different things, but everybody in the club gets, and people who work with me get the chance of being on here and asking a question. So, and I get to know you, which is great. Then I get to know members in the club, and it helps everybody because we all learn from each other. And again, because we don't necessarily need more information or education, we need more reminding. This is a great place to get the reminding. Also, if you have topics for me that you want covered, we can do an entire live on it. Put them in the comments. You can put them after. And I also ask for your help in helping me get the word out by liking videos. If you do, put a like on them, because that is huge for the algorithms, which helps more people get to know who I am so that I can continue doing this work. The other thing, of course, is subscribing if you haven't. Most people here, I'm preaching to the choir, but if you haven't subscribed, please do hit that red alert bell, and making comments and sharing. That's also, if you know of any woman that can benefit from this material, please share. But very important to put likes. That helps me a lot. I like having all of you here. I'm so happy to do these lives. When you speak about caring maybe versus inspiring. Yeah, maybe we will do one on that. If you're too caring, it doesn't inspire a man. Would you say caring is like controlling? No. Two separate things. If you show early on that you're caring about the man, he doesn't feel challenged to prove himself, and it feels more like mother, sister, friend. Would love a suggestion for when affirmations can't be genuinely saying the one is on the way doesn't feel true. After years of trying, it feels like I'm gaslighting myself. Okay. Then you need to change the I am affirmation. You don't have to say then the one is on the way. You so make an affirmation more about you. I am lovable. I am worthy. I am whatever wonderful thing you want to put that you are, and attracting someone with all of those qualities to me. In other words, you're showing that because I am this, the universe like attracts like, and I will have it. Do you see? So if that feels like gaslighting yourself, absolutely stop and turn it around. And wow, I've definitely been too caring and nice in the past. Yeah. Mothers are nice and caring to their sons. Sisters are nice and caring to their, right? Partners, until he has shown you the concurrent stuff so that he has to feel you're choosing him because of what he's done, not even who he is. Christine, feels more realistic. Thank you. Yes. Carrying the conversation. Yeah. It's that. Don't get into that. Doesn't help. Don't want to carry the conversation. Want to show, I'm kind of waiting for you to show me who you are. That's how the man gets inspired. It's why when you go on a first date, he's talking all about himself and what he does, and he wants to impress you. We want to get to know and connect. He wants to just impress. So sometimes you have to go on 2 or 3 dates to allow that to wane. Yeah. Don't carry the conversation. It's like that old joke. What does a man have to do on a first date to impress a woman? The answer? Everything right. What does a woman have to do to impress a man on a first date? Show up. That's all we have to do. Show up. Listen more than talk. Also, he gets satiated and overwhelmed, generally speaking. But we've all seen couples whereby the woman talks and he just doesn't talk at all. There are those. But generally speaking, when you're first getting to know, don't carry the conversation. Let him try and impress you. Make him wonder. Do you like him? If he's not wondering, he's not actively feeling anything. If you're showing immediately, I like you, there's no wonder, there's no challenge, not going to help you. Okay? So take that and then make sure that you are giving yourself the right affirmations that are making you feel worthy, lovable. Everything goes my way. Those of you who work with me know the Naya affirmation. Find it on Naya's. It's Florence Scovel-Shinn's affirmation. The tides of destiny have turned, and everything now comes my way. The seemingly impossible can now come to pass. The unexpected now happens. There is no separation in divine mind. Therefore, I cannot be separated from the love and companionship which is mine by divine right. My supply is endless, inexhaustible, and immediate. It comes to me under grace in perfect ways. All channels are free, and all doors fly open for my immediate and endless, divinely designed supply. The genius within me is now released. Endless good comes now in endless ways. When I first started this work, I put that to memory. I just told you from memory. It's kind of ephemeral, but it gets you set up like a portal. Open up to what's out there for you. On the first date, show him you're tickled with your life and approve of him. I like the tickled with your life, and it's more, I'm okay. Yeah. You're good, but the world's abundant, and there are others. Yeah, if you say that's just approval, sure. I like it. Take that affirmation, ladies, put it to memory, play it over and over, make it part of your being, because much of it is, it's going to start helping you to start override the programming. Okay? With that, we'll say goodnight. Have a wonderful, let's see, what's tonight? I hope to be back here tomorrow night for another live. Join the 80/20 Wonder Club. You can come on and talk to me for tomorrow's live. If you have any questions, and we'll be answering them. Don't forget, please subscribe, share, like. Can't express how important that is and how much it means to me for you to do that. And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.